Ham. I was like, hey, y'all better stop talking about my friend like that. Y'all better stop
It's
looking at her
Thigh
like
Week.
that.
It's Thigh Week. And this
See,
ain't Popeyes.
see, you gotta cut it out. You gotta cut it out, friend.
Yes.
So,
If you
so anybody who is in here live, thank you for showing up live on stereo. If you're listening to our podcast,
What's good, two listeners?
exactly. Shout out to y'all because I feel like we just got to start on 10 because I ain't waiting for these people. I'm sick of waiting for them. But if you're listening, you are listening to not just one but two podcasts. You are listening to She Gets It podcast by my lovely host Shan, and you are listening
What's
to Young
good?
Black and Bothered podcast by myself and others, including Shan. We give y'all more content than y'all need, but all the content you deserve. You can follow us all on all types of social media platforms on She Gets It Pod as well as Young Black Pod. You can follow our own social medias if we give them to you, which we probably won't.
My link is in my motherfucking bio.
Yeah. Yeah. See, ours is too. Just the podcast one though, because see, I don't want people knowing the personal shit. Because got family photos in there and all that. I don't trust all these.
Greg might have to slap you with the powder.
Man, I don't play that shit. I've already had like 11 people try to add me. I'm like, yo, like y'all don't even have photos on your. Yeah. Oh yeah, I wanted to follow you. You're cool, great, but you don't have nothing on your social media. You have 2 posts, and like I don't do that shit. After hearing people getting doxxed and shit, it's not for me. But again, this is not the episode for that. What is the episode about, Shan?
The episode is called "Ain't No Santa Ho Say Thank You," because people be ungrateful all year. People been ungrateful. People with jobs been motherfucking ungrateful. People that's frauding on unemployment been motherfucking ungrateful. People been blasting about how they have $1,200 for the first time in their life, thinking they got guap, and that shit get stolen, and they be ungrateful. So we just pointing out ungrateful motherfuckers in 2020. We pointing out the best and the worst purchases for 2020, and we're pointing out what was fucked up about this year of 2020.
We 2020 has been a wild one. It's definitely been a wild one. But I feel like I'm, going to say that I've had a more positive than negative year. I've learned a lot. But we're going to talk. So where do you want to start? You came up with this topic. You run the docket. You're telling
I want to start with what was fucked up this year.
All right, let me get my list. All right, here we
are. Let's go worse for worse. So you do one, I do one. You do one, I do one.
All right.
First of all, can we put this at the motherfucking top of the list?
Go for
Why we had to wait until an hour before our fucking show to put our titles up. So Greg and I have been noticing whenever we put our titles up for our show, people with no fucking content on Stereo app will come with the same show title or the same topic.
Yeah. Shit's wild, man. Like, this is no shade to the people, but it's definitely not a sunny day. When I say this, I mean this. Stop. If you don't have content, you should not be on a app that honestly requires you to create content. That's why it's so crazy, because people are like, oh, well, the people with the check marks, they're content creators, but how did they get it? Like, I've heard it so many times. Why do you have a check mark? Why are you a content creator? Because I create content. That's the whole point of content creation. It's really that simple. But here's the thing. As a content creator, the one thing you hate to have happen to you is to have your craft, your art, the things you actually work hard for, being stolen. And I don't want them being stolen. And the content that you give that you stole from me is trash. Like, I don't want you Milli Vanillian like our topics. That's why now what we do is we go and we don't give our docket. We don't go and give our topics anymore, because you and we talked about it ad nauseum. I don't want to say I'm disappointed in people, but it's more so it's like, yo, why are y'all doing this? I've seen we did a show on interracial relationships, right? Did a show about interracial relationships literally the day after. 3 other shows about interracial relationships. Now, mind you, we can't say, oh, that was a niche topic and that's something that, only we talk about. Cool. I'll give them that. Here's the thing: the day after, no. So
Yeah.
then I did a test. So we did a show about a week or two ago, and the topic was, do you believe in the wrong person at the right time? We did that show.
Mhm.
There were two shows immediately after ours the next day. I said, there's no fucking way. There's no way this is happening, right? So
Even
then,
the one on the homelessness.
yeah, I'm seeing
Nobody
more.
was talking about the homeless until we
Nobody.
did that episode.
Exactly. I was like, wait, why do I see 6 shows on the same day about homelessness? All of a sudden, y'all care about the homeless? Cool. No big deal. Because
Oh,
this is
God.
why we bring the content, because we want people to actually engage, but don't have the same fucking docket we have pretty much verbatim. I hate that shit. What was another one we did? We did the one about, is the culture meant to be shared or sacred?
Yes.
Two white people on here literally said, what is culture and why does it need to be shared? I was like, wait, what? Two white people can't tell me about culture. I'm sorry. Like,
Mhm.
it's not for me. We talked about everything under the sun, and when I say this, I mean this. We have, according to my docket, I have at least 114 things that we can talk about on this show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we and you've
Greg
seen them.
Gregory giving me lists, and I'm just like, okay, so you busy.
Yeah, I don't play that shit. Because here's the thing: there's so many things you can talk about, but there's only certain good people that can talk about. Like me, for example. Like, I'm not a comedian. I might be funny, but half the time y'all think I'm funny, I'm serious as shit.
Baylor, what's good?
No bullshit. Like, people are like, oh, Greg, he's funny. Like, I was like, you realize I was serious as fuck when I said that shit. Like, when I was talking about what was the shit that we were talking about with the cuckolds and the cuck oils and shit. Like, I was dead ass serious about that. People were, Greg, you ain't know what that? No, I did not fucking know what that meant. So just giving people, like, a gist of things. When it comes to the stereo app, I love the content that other people give when it's good content. But please stop stealing from others. Let's get this voicemail though.
Ooh, I hate people that steal content and they can't create for themselves. Why don't you just tag me or DM me if you need some motherfucking help? God damn, man. That's the worst thing in 2020 is that 2020 gave y'all niggas some goddamn time to be creative and y'all still can't be creative. And y'all out here stealing shit. Scripture.
Man, please
shout out to Derek Carr.
Man, nope, absolutely not. But yeah, man, here's the thing. Like, we've done the show about, the pros and cons of being a Black podcaster. We've talked about how to make stereo work for you. More importantly, how to make money off of this. Because a lot of people keep feeling like if you're not a part of the leaderboard, you're not making any money. Newsflash, you don't have to be on here thinking you're going to keep climbing the leaderboard. Start a podcast with the same shit you're giving away for free. Right now, none of this stuff that we're doing right now is for free. None of it is. I'm not saying it's for stereo. If we went on stereo, great. But the caveat is we have our own podcast. We can monetize there. Without giving y'all too much game, I will just say this. If your content is good, people will follow it. So shout out to the listeners that are in here right now listening to us. If you fuck with us, I need a clap. I need you to go ahead and clap it up if you fuck with the show. If you fuck
Clap
with the
your
show,
hands, clap your cheeks, click the fucking phone. Clap
exactly.
your hands, clap your cheeks, click the fucking phone.
Yeah,
What's up, Cool Kim?
Absolutely. If you ain't got no ass, clap your titties together. If you ain't got no titties, clap your ass together.
If the Lord blessed you like he blessed me, he put my ass in the front at the top.
Hey, make them areolas tap each other. I'm telling you. Well, let me see. We got another voicemail. Let's get this out the way.
No, you want to know what's the hard thing for these niggas to create is that they don't have the personality. They don't have the wittiness. They don't have the time. They just don't have it. They just don't have it. So they wait for us. And you know what? Some of it is our fault because we shouldn't give them everything unless we start to own our own shit. They gonna continue to. Man, I see niggas. It makes no. I don't see how you can steal someone's personality. I mean, Jesus Christ! Shout out to Lil Wayne. But goddamn, when you steal a nigga whole personality, that's ugly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but this again, this is not the we're being negative towards stereo thing. We've done that. We've been there, done that. Yeah. This is the show where we are talking about ain't no Santa ho. Say thank you. And right now we are talking about what was fucked up this year. So Shannon, I believe that was yours. So we're going back and forth, right? So
the first thing on my list of what was fucked up this year is one of my best friend's mom dying out the blue. in Texas, and still to this day, they had the funeral and everything. They did the autopsy, and they still can't say exactly what her mom died of. And when you can't have a complete autopsy, you can't get a death certificate. So right now it's kind of like the will has been read. She just had a preemie baby like 2 months ago, and her mom left her house. She left her business condo. She left her so much shit for her to be in charge of. And she just came back from Texas, and she bought a house. So she's dealing with all this shit, and you still have no like closure on what your mom died from. She died in her house. So she ended up calling her one morning, like back to back, and she wasn't answering. And her stepdad was calling her, and one of her best friends ended up going over there with the police officer, and they found her just like laid out cold in the house, not breathing. And then there was like blood all over the bathroom. And the thing about fucking TV is TV gives you this illusion like it takes like 2 days for them to figure out how somebody died. It takes them like somebody magically comes to the house and cleans it up, and then you could be in it like the next day. And that's not the reality. The reality is your family members is going to have to go behind you and clean up. The reality is you can have months where you have an autopsy done and there's still no clear definition as to what you died from. So that was fucked up this year.
For me, my number one for what was fucked up this year is our Black and brown people just being killed unjustly, man. Now, that's just not just, Black, but brown as well. I won't say too much about it. Y'all know, y'all seen it. It's all over the news. That for me is my number one on the list. What's your next one?
My next one is, let's see here. No True Summer. I take great pride in getting rid of my motherfucking kids for at least a month to go to my mom's house in Florida. And I was unable to do that. My kids have been living up my butthole since April.
Oh, no.
So I've had no True Summer. All my summer clothes still have the tags on it. I haven't had my ass clapping in no sundresses this summer. I had to wear panties all the way from April up until right now. And right now it's cold as fuck. And I got drawers on in my house and I don't like it. So the fact that I haven't had a real summer all 2020 owes me. Okay.
Talk that shit. Let me see. How do I follow that up? How do I follow up a woman saying she's upset that she can't wear sundresses? Let's just play the voicemails because I can't follow that up. Let's play this one.
I agree with Bayla 100%. A lot of it is just that they don't have a personality, so they lack originality. So they gotta take other you know what I mean? Like they just don't have the personality to bring it off. Like this app is, it's audio, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not as simple as putting up a post or putting some pictures together or making it like this app is like is simply audio. Like whoever you're having your talks with, the chemistry has to be there. You guys have to let each other talk. I find a lot of people just talking over each other. It sounds so annoying. I mean, the personality, I agree with Bill, it's a big factor. Like you have to at least have the personality, but I don't know. I mean, in this year of 2020, it's all about clout. So if they could steal, they're just gonna steal.
Bingo.
I guess I'm going to share mine. I think one of the things that stood out for me in 2020 that was fucked up is that we lost a lot of Black leaders. You know what I mean? We don't even have to go down the list. You just know, like, from the beginning of the year all the way, to the end of the year, we lost some great Black leaders. You know what I mean? Some cats that we looked up to, cats that we grew up watching, cats that we adored, the whole nine. You know what I mean? And even just hearing about other people, just like Shan was saying, her friend, just hearing about people pass away from COVID. Like, my father-in-law, had, you know, he got to ring the bell because he had a long journey of fight with cancer. And then 2 weeks later, boom, he was hit with COVID. He's doing all right. But the fact that, you know, my wife had to, you know, sit through that with her pops and shit like that, yeah, 2020 was fucking up.
Facts.
Sorry to hear that, man. Jeez. Like, damn.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. I don't even know what that's about, but hey, she said whoa. So if she's saying whoa, I'm saying whoa too. Fuck.
I matched her. Whoa. I usually like that when men do it.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. You talking about the pussy, the pussy whisperer? Okay, I hear you. All right, so let me see. So, what is fucked up this year? I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
What's fucked up in 2020, or what has fucked up this year in 2020? The entire state of Florida.
Aren't they always fucking up though?
Yeah, but see, I will never forget November 3rd, and I'm never going to forgive Florida for that shit. I ain't gonna say too much about it because this is not a political show. We're not here to be controversial. I just right now in 2020, I absolutely hate the entire state of Florida for what they did on November 3rd. What about you, Shane? What is your next? What has fucked up?
My next fucked up thing this year in 2020 is jobs that are laying people off and giving them nothing, as if they don't have mortgages, they don't have families, they don't have people that depend on them. And wait a minute, the whole fucking United States, when you see how all the countries have lined up and did their citizens fucking justice when it comes to giving them at least 70% of their salary still, and making sure that their mortgage is on freeze, their credit cards is on freeze, their car payments is on freeze, because that's the reality. The reality is a lot of people don't have no fucking money coming in, and these bills are coming in, and the audacity of these fucking companies to light my motherfucking emails up with 93 emails every motherfucking morning. Yes, I know I have a spam folder, but I shouldn't have to. I'm not buying shit. The money that comes into my bank account is not going to something at the Gap. Is not going to something at DSW. Y'all don't even have cute shoes. So fuck you. We are in a pandemic. People don't have jobs. People don't have money. A lot of people don't even have fucking health care that people would actually take. Doctors will actually take. And it's just a lot of like shrugging, and people have the nerve to be complaining about bullshit.
Again, how do you expect me to follow that? Come on now. I can't follow that. I'm just you know what? I want to hear from the listeners. I want to hear from them. We have some people here. Do you want to do a roll call before we go into mine? Because we have a lot of people.
Let's do roll call. All right. Skippy. I like that peanut butter. Maybe y'all taste the same. Heather, 1982. Jewel Space Self. What's up? Your guy, Manny. Manny Fresh. A 4-letter name. What's up? What is this? SS Whole O. Hey. Pusha J. Okay, I like Pusha T. KQ90. Baylor. Caviar. Matey. Shaky Love. Who we got? V-Lone 616. Queen. We got Frankie Black 77, K Car. We got Kathy Given, Be Intentional. Yes. Ghostface. What's up? Tony Matola lives on the road. If you don't know that, you too motherfucking young for me. Mikkel, what's up? Black Pillar was good. Freak Nasty God.
Freak Nasty God.
Corner life. I like that. Cool Kim, what's good? Carlos Juan, what's up? Sound like a drink.
Yep.
Shakira Powell, what's good? Arista Rose, okay. Let's see who we got. Chell's Laugh, Amazon Goddess, okay. DZ Dino, Tierra, what's good? CJ or C Johnson Gmail, okay. Claudia Quez was good. Lil Rosie. Nervous Larry. What you nervous about? Hennessy Poppy. That's gonna end up with 5 kids.
Yep.
Ja Digga was good. Call me SB. Okay. Maylocks. Maylocks will have you shitting. Okay. Is that Q? Is it? Who else is in here? Reddy Debo. Jason Caleb with that thick beard. I see you. Auntie Nisi. Nick 97. John Doe. Is he dead though? Big Boss. The Moose.
Damn,
Demi.
everybody mama in here tonight. I like that.
Demi the Rat Queen or Drag Queen. I think I said it right. Live Wire. Listen, the amount of shit I downloaded from there. Voice One. The Prolific One. Radiance. Twixie Baby 210. Fine Don't Whine. Okay. Mona Lisa was good. Mona Lisa, Hidden Goddess. I see you. Marco the Giant. JT Forever 31. JT is really cute. Her boobs are really on point.
Man, I love
Bishop
I love her.
2. Choco Bay was good. Who else you got in here? Chris Fugmagli. I said that really fast because I didn't know how to say it. I'm So Awesome Face was good. And Greg, you in here?
Yeah, I'm in this bitch. I'm in here. So my next, what was fucked up this year? And then I'll go straight to the voicemails. Damn, what was fucked up this year? Oh, here we are. Finding out who really killed Ben St. Patrick.
I ain't even watched that. I didn't care.
I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who does not watch Power. I'm gonna just say this: if you do watch Power, you understand why that might have been the start of why 2020 was so fucked up. Finding out who really killed him, actually, it ruined everything about Stars for me. I'm the only person that I was using somebody else's Stars account and I canceled their Stars account. It was that bad. Fuck, I hate that show. Next voicemail though.
Big thumbs down the PlayStation. That's a fucked up situation that we still going through. I still can't get my PS5. So PlayStation, y'all can kiss my ass. I'm still gonna buy it, but as of right now, I'm still gonna kiss y'all ass. The fact that y'all know all these motherfucking bots is eating up everything. Like this is fucking ridiculous. The PS5 is looking like the fucking shoe game out here. Can't nobody get the original releases. Why? Because these niggas got bots and buying up everything. That's 2020 for you.
Whew, Lord, we got
Sounds about right.
I'm going to record Shannon voice and Baylor every time. I'm going to use it as an alarm clock because every time she says it, I jump. I literally, like when she just was doing the roll call, I jump like a motherfucker. Y'all need to, Shannon, you better start charging these niggas for you to say their name like that. She the only one that say Baylor with like 4 R's at the end. Scared the shit out of me.
Listen, let me tell you a quick joke.
What's that?
So, when I was in my 20s and living the life and never checking my bank account, I used to make my own alarm clocks and I used to make my own ringtones. And so I had this annoying ass ringtone that I made. And when I tell you, I fell asleep on a plane and this shit was going off for like 10 minutes.
Jeez.
And this is how it went. Ready?
No, I'm not. I'm really.
Gotta stroke my throat.
What the?
It said. This is how it went. This is how it went. Don't fuck me up, Greg. We'll discuss that after. It said, "Get your butt up in the morning. In the morning, get your butt out of bed." And then the next one will go, "Get your butt up." So imagine that going off, and you wake up on a motherfucking full plane, and everybody's looking at you.
Oh no.
So I looked at everybody. I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me turn this off."
Oh man, no.
Boy. Yes.
Shit. Oh my
yeah.
God.
That was my alarm clock.
Did you have your next what was fucked up this year for you?
Okay. What was the next fucked up thing for me? Was okay. So when this whole initiation of the gangster nation of this pandemic had came into effect, and Georgia was like, okay, so we've been going behind the governor's back and letting y'all still shop and shit. So now he really want us to close down everything. So the job was like, okay, we gonna furlough everybody. So they furloughed us, and then we automatically started receiving our unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
So then fast forward, the end of July was coming, and school was supposed to open down here in Georgia. And my 6-year-old was supposed to go back to school. But because it was during the virus, they were going back and forth about if they were going to be virtual or they was going to let them come like 3 days a week and stay home for 3 days. Either way, if that was going to happen, I was going to have to be out of work. So I went back in July, and then she started school in August. They decided to go fully virtual. And then because there was no rules or regulations for like the camps or the daycares, she was going to daycare before, but they wasn't charging anything extra. And then the daycare owner was like, okay, if your kid's going to be here with a laptop, we going to have to charge you guys an extra $125 a week, which means on top of what I'm already paying for my 6-year-old and my 3-year-old, you want to charge me an extra $500 on top of that for her being here with a laptop. So I automatically said, fuck that. So I told my job, hey, this is what the daycare wants me to pay. Y'all don't pay me enough, so my ass is going to be home. So did I necessarily quit? No. But since we're in a pandemic, there's now a reason for you being out of work if you're a parent, and it's because your child goes to school and cannot attend and they have to be home. So I had to go back on unemployment. But the thing is, the second time you go back on unemployment and you stopped it and you try to start it again, I ain't been getting shit since September. But every week I have to file. So every week I have to file for unemployment, but I haven't been receiving shit. So thank God for like Anchor, allowing me to monetize the show and get money that way. And then that stopped. And then we switched, Greg and I switched to Red Circle to get more opportunities for the show. Because Anchor and Spotify is a piece of shit. But voila. Here comes Greg and his motherfucking progressive ass mind. There's this app called Stereo, and we could do shows on there and then just send the link to our shows and monetize it that way. And that's what we've been doing. And through, Stereo app allowing me to bring in money in my household, through me like helping out friends do different things, and them giving me some form of payment, me doing like odd jobs and shit, and just making something for myself to do in order to bring some type of fucking money into my house to be able just to move around. That's what's been helping me survive. And if this fucking pandemic didn't teach you that your job doesn't give a fuck about you, you're just a number. If this pandemic didn't teach you that you need to know a trade, you need to know how to do something for yourself in order to make yourself money, I don't know what the fuck is going to teach you.
Yeah, man. I'll piggyback. For me, it's the same thing. Like, the work thing, I'm blessed to like have a job. But the thing is, like, everybody that I know that has a job hates their job because of COVID. I'm like, no, appreciate that shit while you have it. Because I have friends who have not been paid for 13 weeks straight. I have friends who they go on these bullshit ass job interviews, and they do them virtually and stuff like that. And they're like, yo, like they're trying to pay me $10,000-$15,000 less than what the job is worth, and then it's attempt to hire. I'm like, no, don't you need somebody to actually be here instead of quitting on Tuesday when they realize this ain't for them? I need the benefits. And every job now, they're like, okay, if we do temp to hires, we don't have to give them medical benefits. What happens with people who have kids who need to go to the doctor?
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Imagine what that out-of-pocket cost is going to be if they, say, what, we have this COVID thing, we're going to give it to you, everybody, January 7th. All the people who are unemployed who have no health benefits, when you see that COVID one shot is going to be like $300-$400, don't nobody want to deal with that shit, man, at all.
Yeah.
COVID for me, like you said, hustling. and making sure that you have and making sure that your family has. If they don't,
Yeah.
you need to figure out something. You need to have a trade. You need to have some type of hustle. Our
Yeah.
hustle is podcasting. Some people, they are stylists. People go and make clothes. People like shout out, like you and Baylor, you have more than one hustle. My hustle is not only like podcasting, but also like the tech stuff. So I'll write the
Yeah.
tech reviews and say, for example, I don't want to keep it. Like I'll get like robot vacuums and shit like that. I don't need 4 or 5 robot vacuums. I can go, I'll keep the product, and if I don't really want it anymore, I'll go and put it on eBay because that's an extra 2, 3, maybe $400, depending on like the product that I can just have in my pocket to feed my wife and my kid. Like a lot of people really haven't taken what they have in terms of talent and doing something with it. And COVID and this whole pandemic should have just told people, you know what, instead of going out and buying hookahs and wanting to hang out with your friends, stuff like that, right now is the time to actually get that side job, that side hustle that's going to make you money. If you don't have a talent or a trade, invest in stocks. Start looking up stocks. Start doing things that's going to financially have you, in case this shit crashes again. Or
Having
worse,
a savings account is not going to do shit for you right now.
at
Your
all.
money has to be making money. Yeah, your money has to be working for you.
Yeah. Imagine telling somebody who don't have a job, like, your money has to be working for you. It's like, wait, how? If I'm not making money, it's not working for me. It's
and
crazy.
you cannot, this is the epitome of, you cannot say you didn't have the time because you had to work. You ain't got no job, Craig. So you could be at home, YouTubing, Googling, fucking reading, and teaching yourself how stocks work and what stockpile is and whatever it is that is making money. Find out something you can do from home. That business that you've been putting on the fucking back burner that's supposed to lay your life out the way that you want. You ain't got no fucking excuse right now. You can be doing whatever you need to do for that business. If 7-year-olds and motherfucking 10-year-olds don't make you feel shame for having $1 million business that they started, I don't know what to tell you because they make me feel like I'm doing it wrong every day.
Yo, the shit, like, it's so crazy. Like, you and I tell you all the time about, like, my wife, how she loves being at home with the baby and loves the ability to move and shake the way she wants to. But she's like, I miss work. I miss the coworkers. No, you don't. I tell everybody who will listen to me, the moment everybody misses going to work and being back to normal until it's some normal shit that they have to actually do. Like when people say, I can't wait for things to get back to normal, it's always some recreational shit. Oh, I can't wait to go to the bars. Oh, I can't wait to go to the club. Oh, I can't wait to go hang out with my friends. All that shit. But you know what comes with that? Having to go to fucking work. And having to be up under them people that you already didn't fuck with. So, when she tells me, she was like, oh, well, I can't, she was like, I can't be in the house. I'm going stir crazy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't see how people are going stir crazy right now. Imagine 10, 15 years ago when we didn't have fucking iPhones and iPads and gigabit internet. And we had to deal with like being connected through an Ethernet cable. And we didn't have 4,000 channels that had nothing on them. I sat and watched a show that I had no fucking clue what it was about until like episode 4. What was that episode? No bullshit. The show The Undoing. I would never watch a fucking.
That show is so good.
Here's the thing. It's good, but if we weren't in this current like situation with the pandemic, nobody would care. Nobody would give a fuck about that. Like, think about it. We started 2020 with this whole pandemic shit with the Tiger King, and people were like, "Bye."
I haven't watched that yet.
But that's the thing. You have so much content that you can watch. I sat and rewatched Moesha like I didn't watch that shit every Tuesday when it came on. People, we have more than we need to get by, and people are still bitching about it. I'm like, yo, you have the internet. The internet is like infinite information for everything. There's like backlogs of movies and stuff like that. People are like, well, no, I want to see the movies that are coming out in 2021. Why? So you can shit on them? For what? Like, I don't need that. Maybe I'm a little bit different, but when it comes to it for me, like the pandemic has taught me this. I don't like my job enough to go in 5 days a week. I know this for a fact. And when people are like, oh, I can't wait for it to go back to normal. I don't want normal. I want the new normal. I want the new normal of them saying, you know what? We thought about the fact that
you can work from home.
Yeah. Imagine how many people, they worked for the government and like you might be friends with them and they'd be like, oh, I get off Mondays. I can work from home on Mondays. And you were like, well, damn, that sounds so fucking good. It sounds so
Yeah.
good to, have a 3-day weekend every fucking weekend. And then on Monday, I just work from home. Like that right there was
Yeah.
fun then. Just imagine now when you go and apply for a job, you have the ability to say, what is the work-life balance and mean that shit. Like before, work-life balance was, hey, how many PTO days do I get? Hey, how
Yeah.
many, you know, what are my work hours? Do I have an hour lunch break? That was work-life balance then. Work-life
Mhm.
balance now is, hey, do I have to be in this bitch 5 days a week, or can we have like a 3-2 rotational schedule? Like that
Yeah.
is going to be the new norm. Me, it's not going to be a 3-2. It has to be, I'm in the office 2 days and then I'm just, at home 3 days. I don't mind going into work.
Well, when I
Oh, go ahead.
start my new job in February,
Mm-hmm.
it's all remote. Like the whole company is remote. And so nothing's gonna change except I'm gonna have training on a fucking Zoom
Mm-hmm.
for from 8 a.m. to 4:30 Monday through Friday for 6 months.
Oh, I can live with that. I can live with that.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's for me, Shan. Like I don't want to say I enjoy Zoom and I enjoy the computer. I enjoy being
Mhm.
able to say, you know what? I can be on my computer. I can get my work done because I'm one of those people where I come into work early so I can literally be done by noon. But the issue is from 12:01 until like 5 o'clock. I'm being the people person. Like I don't give a fuck how your weekend went on Monday. Like mine didn't go good because I'm here. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about bullshit meetings and your boss hovering over your head. Now, you probably will have more bosses kind of like in your ass through like WebEx and Zoom and shit like that. But here's the thing, they have lives too. And if you get the right boss or the right company, this could be a difference for a lot of people. There are a lot of, like, I
Mhm.
was at dinner talking to like the wife and the in-laws, right? So we were talking about education and, them being like educators and things like that. How would you handle being like an educator and having the option of both a virtual and a like ability to go into the classroom? So for example, to I guess kind of make it like a little bit easier, you have a kid, right? Your kid has the
Mhm.
option of either, they're in college or private school or something like that. They have the ability to either do the classes virtually or do it in school, but you have to opt for it for that year. It can't be a, they're going to do it for 6 months and then, for 6 months they want to be in a classroom. Either your kid is just
Yeah.
going to be virtual or not. But the caveat to it is if you do it for virtual, you have like, what do you call it? Like for private school, at least. For private school, if you go virtual, it's a discounted rate. Discounted rate means that like the teachers probably still make more, but they're making more because they work from home. But the ones who are coming in and risking their lives and stuff like that, they make more. But it's the same salary for the people who are going into the schools. So my in-laws were like, that sounds like a good idea. I don't understand why people haven't thought about it. And my answer to them was, it took a pandemic. It took a pandemic for
Mhm.
literally people to understand, hey, you know what? I can get this work done from home. My kid they can be taught from home, but the difference is like, do you want them to? Because there are a lot of parents who honestly they don't want to teach their kids. They don't have the ability to teach their kids. But also it
Listen.
takes the it takes the it takes the teachers. The teachers have to want to do it, but you have to give the teachers incentive. You can't be like, all right, you as a teacher, I'm gonna give you $42,000 a year. Yeah, you
They
get to
ain't
work.
shit.
Yeah, like, oh, you get to work from home, but you got to work with fucking 16, 17, 20 kids. I'm like, do you know how many kids, well, not kids, how many teachers right now are unemployed right now? And they can't find a job. I'm like, wait, you trying to tell me y'all need students to be taught? These kids need to be taught, but you want
Yeah.
one teacher to teach both virtually and in class? Why not hire teachers who are just strictly remote? They're like, hey, you know what? I'm working
And
from
there's
home with
several
these kids.
several companies that were created during this pandemic for teachers who just work remote or tutor remote.
No, that is when it happens, I'm going to be so glad. Because that's essentially it's going to be the difference between public and private schools now. Because there's not going to be that hierarchy of, oh, my kid goes to this prominent school. If you have teachers, like say for example, you're in that virtual classroom. Instead of them being one teacher, there's two. So you have two teachers and they're handling like 10 to 15 students, right?
Mm-hmm.
That pours into the economy of teaching because you know for a fact that the virtual classes they're being paid for at that point, and you know
Mm-hmm.
for a fact that the ones that are in class are the same thing. Why can't we have this? Why wasn't this like developed before? We have online college courses, right? We've had those for at least what 15, 20 years, probably longer when it comes to online classes. Why can't we do that across the board? And why did it take so long? There were some people that, like, for example, Q told me, he was like, Greg, like, we didn't really develop our plan for teaching until August. And I was like, wait a minute, but we've been in a pandemic since April. So explain to me, it took y'all that long to develop, hey, we need laptops, we need iPads. I'm like, how hard is it? Like, I'm sure somebody will
they are
probably
so
say,
slow.
It's crazy. I just really wish that, people didn't take this pandemic for granted and just stop thinking about the things that you could do or the things that you used to do, because you shouldn't be doing those in the first place. Like, people like, oh, well, my kid, they have all this homework and I can't do it. Trust me, if, my daughter comes to me with all, if X squared plus B squared equals, I'm like, nah, you better Google that shit, or, ask your teacher and all that, because a lot of this stuff, honestly, we're never going to, like, our kids are never going to use again. I haven't used, what's that shit called? The Pythagorean theorem or whatever the fuck that shit is.
I ain't never used that to pay a bill.
Never used it. Teach my kids how to fucking code. Like, coding, that's one thing. Stop teaching kids shit that won't matter. Like, September 11th, it happened. I appreciate it, but they shouldn't be doing dissertations in the 3rd grade about 9/11. Like, y'all traumatizing the fuck out of kids. Tell them something that's positive. Like, you know what? You might not need college when you turn 18.
They ain't never gonna say that.
They won't say that shit. I had a teacher tell me, they were like, oh, well, if you don't go to college, like, what is your life worth? I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You work, what are you doing? I'm sorry. But hold on, we got another voice. Let me get this out the way.
They can't have virtual teachers and in-person teachers because they have us on lockdown, and they're not getting as much money in tax dollars as they, I guess now things are open back up, but they're shutting back down. So that affects the tax dollars, and they use those tax dollars to pay the teachers. So when you shut down the economy, you're gonna hurt everybody.
Yeah, that is fair. That is fair when it comes
but
to
you know
economy.
what? A good thing is, like, for those who can afford it, or for those who create jobs for themselves, they get to now pick what type of education their child is going to have at a click of a goddamn mouse on a computer from their house. You no longer have to pay an enrollment fee to go to a school or buy uniforms. Do you know how much motherfucking money I saved off of not having to buy uniforms?
Man, listen to me. One of my friends told me that their son had to wear, what is it, like khakis and polos or something like that. They said the khakis were like fucking $33 a pair, and I was like, how old is the kid? And the kid is, I think, like, what, 11? I was like, wait, so how many pairs do they have to have? And they said they have to have 3 different kinds. They have to have khaki, blue, and black or something like that. I want to say
so out of pocket.
I'm like, yo, you're telling me my kid they have to have a uniform to come to school to be educated.
Yes.
Like, yo, like, I see why, rich white people.
And then you even have some schools here in Georgia where they'll tell you that your child has to have uniform on while they're on video.
But for what? What like? For what? Like, I can see it. I can see if your 6-year-old had, like, they were doing job interviews at an HR firm, but they're kids. We're taking kids, mind you. These are people who honestly don't have anything else to do other than to get dirty, be in the playground and stuff like that when they are in school. So you're telling me they're sitting behind a computer and pretty much they're in business attire. You're prepping them for things that they don't need. And it's the people who are, there's a term for the people who are like old as fuck, pretty much. They're like 50, 60 years old, who are kind of stuck in their ways and they feel like business casual is the thing. Like, no, like, I couldn't do it. Like, my next job, like the job I have now, excuse me, we have no dress code. Thank you. We have no dress code. And the reason why we have no dress code is because one of the attorneys is like, yo, I've always hated having to wear suits every day. And I was like, yeah, imagine, like, because we work in like a district where there's nothing but law firms. So imagine us coming in there, and I'm coming in with like fucking like, joggers on and like, some like running shoes. And I see the same guy who's in my position. He's walking around in fucking, a whole suit, a 3-piece suit, them hard ass bottoms and shit like that, making the same salary, doing the same things I'm doing. But it's like 83 degrees outside. That is the worst, man. Like,
but I've always picked my jobs like that, and it's just like this inside my mind standard that I knew when I was 16 I was never going to work in the food industry, never, because I don't like the way that customers talk to people that work with their food, and I need to be able to walk away from any customer.
Yeah.
And I always knew I'm never working somewhere where I have to wear a uniform. And I
Mm-hmm.
made sure like anything I did as far as schooling, experience, internship, I could wear what the fuck I wanted because that's what I felt comfortable in. And when I feel comfortable, I do my best motherfucking work. So when I work any corporate places, I wear what I want.
Exactly. All right, we got a voicemail. Let's get this out the way.
Hey, Greg. Hi, she gets it.
What's that?
Hi, my name's my name is Ifa Kemi, and I just wanted to drop by and show some
Kemi.
love, and to also say that I'm a homeschooling mom, who for the first time, due to the pandemic, decided that I would put my children in virtual learning just so I could have some free time to figure out the financial piece.
Yeah.
And they did well. They both made honor roll. They're doing extremely well.
Yes.
But they don't like it. And my oldest daughter really hates it. So I have to rethink on how I'm going to handle this for next year. However, there's certain things that we can do as parents to fill in the gaps because they're definitely not going to teach your children, from my experience, what they need to learn in order to survive in the real world. We have to do it ourselves.
Yeah. Like even there's such a big difference between, my first grader doing homework and the way that she wakes up. She wakes up at 7 a.m. She has to log on and clock in by 7:30. And she's on the computer from 7:30. She gets 3 breaks, 1 lunch, and she's on the computer from 7:30 a.m. till 1:30 in the afternoon, Monday through Thursday. And Friday, my job after I did elementary school, middle school, high school, and 4 years of college is to turn in all of her work all week through JPEG into a Google document every Friday before 9 o'clock. And sometimes she has tests where I have to sit beside her at that laptop. So the real thing is, how am I supposed to work from home in February, sit next to a child on a laptop to do a test, and my job feel like I could do my job? And that's the gray area. And when it comes to teaching my children from home, I've always been the poster mom, or going over numbers and letters and words, and I'm giving you bookwork. I'm buying those workbooks that you see in the stores. That hasn't been an issue for me. But with my nephew's here, and he's in the 9th grade. He doesn't have to get up for school to log in until 9 something in the morning, which is ridiculous because you should be getting up earlier than a 6-year-old. But that's backwards, in my opinion. And then he logs on, and it's basically just lecture talk. There's no really engagement on the laptop. And then he gets like this weird break from like 10:30 to like 11 something. And then there's one more Zoom. And then that's it. Like, I haven't seen him do any homework. I haven't seen him have any textbook. And it's kind of like, what are your kids learning? And then when it comes to my 6-year-old, for her homework, it's like, these are your proper nouns. These are your spelling word. Read these on Flipgrid. Send in the video. And this is your math problem. Not math problems. This is your math problem. So out of the whole day, you give my child one math problem to do when she's capable of doing a math worksheet. And you have to think, are they exercising your child's mind, or are they dumbing it down? So on top of the work that her school will give her for that curriculum, I have to turn around and give her an extra worksheet. I have to turn around and check her work. I have to turn around and give her something extra that's going to actually give her the engagement that I know she's capable of. But how many parents are actually doing that?
Yeah, that's crazy. So I wanted to ask you a question. I want to say her name is Akimi, right? So she said that her children doing great in school, but they don't actually enjoy. Like, they hate. I guess, do they hate school, or they hate the fact that they're not?
It's probably the
classmates?
style of the virtual, because she said she homeschooled them.
Now, I guess this is just not for for Akimi, but for all like parents. Like if your children were able to see their friends and do normal real world things, like you know what, I can still go out and be a normal kid. I can go to the playground. I can go to the basketball court. I can go and visit my friends and feel safe. But they basically had a at home or a virtual education. Do you think that they would be as children a little bit more receptive to the classroom?
No, because sometimes kids really need a different environment. And
Mm-hmm.
for her kids, being that she homeschooled them, sometimes going from somebody that engages with you on the level of how you learn versus engaging with 23 kids the same way, and that's not how your child learns. It's like, damn, like I got to start from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different for each kid. You just got to know how your kid learns and do what works for your kid. And so it's probably hard for them to transition. And then with her oldest kid, there's really no engagement for the older kids.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, I think she left another voicemail.
She gets it hot. This is a hot mess, like you
Yeah.
said, how are you supposed to sit next to them all day long, do all of this stuff, right, to make sure that they're actually complying, right, to the curriculum, and then also do your job. For me, the only reason why, I put them in school was so that way I could have more free time to figure out this pandemic, because none of us thought this would happen. And I wanted to make sure I had enough free time to be able to create, other streams of income, and to make sure that I, my savings account wasn't looking crazy, and that I could stabilize us, that I could be of assistance, in my family in that way. I don't know. This is just, it's I can't believe it's happening, but we'll get through it. And these conversations are very needed and very refreshing.
Absolutely. Thank
Well,
you so
thank
much.
you.
Like that's why her name is She Gets It. That is why her name is She Gets It. We touched on that at for a very long time. Do you have your next topic on what was fucked up this year?
What was fucked up this year? Riots. Riots that led to being punished by the government, saying that if they see you on video, if they catch you rioting, you're going to lose your voting privileges. That is not the answer to why people are rioting in the streets. That is not why people are upset. That is not the solution. But it's kind of like the United States has this illusion of the United States is a great place to be. You should come here. Everybody loves it. No, because you say that you have the freedom, but it's actually no freedom, because when you go against the grain and you really have something to say, the public and the government gets mad and they basically punish you. When you speak your mind or you want to get attention a legal way, they come and they knock you the hell out and they put you in a headlock because they feel threatened, but they got all the fucking weapons on them. Like I feel like writing is because you had enough, but my peeve with writing is what's the next step? Because there were riots in the 50s, there were riots in the 60s, there were riots in the 70s, there were riots in the 80s, there were riots in the 90s, and now we are here. And the government has still always done what it wants to do. And if you look at every other country right now during this pandemic, they're finding ways to keep people's and their citizens stressed down and make sense. The United States is like, what else can we throw on the fire? Throw that! Throw that! Throw that! And it's kind of like, what is the problem? What are you missing? What can't you not follow that every other country is following? Like there has been so many countries and people coming in our talks and chats before the election saying that, oh my God, I mean, we feel so sorry for you for tomorrow. We just wish you the best. It's kind of like the United States is in the hospital with hazmat suits and all the other countries are around us looking and wondering if he's gonna make it.
Man, yo,
Like it's crazy.
It is it's fucking insane. Like I don't know why. Like on this app, I had to unfollow like at least 6 or 7 people today because we are in December and there are people who, and I won't say the names, but they still are doing this contrarian thing of why did Biden win? Or here's why Trump really did. I'm like, yo, we're still here. Like, do we not understand that's not the concept that we're here now? Like, we just want everybody to have a better life, period. That is it. It's not a Democrat or Republican thing. This is not politics here. It's not, and more important, that shit is over. It's done. Like, see y'all January 20th. That's my thing. I ain't gonna say too much more about it. I just really get upset when people aren't receptive to the truth and the facts, honestly. But back to what you were saying, because I was about to go, but I ain't gonna go. Not tonight.
What is your next thing? Because I said the riots.
So you said the riots. What was fucked up this year? Realizing that Condola got pregnant at the end of Insecure. That was really fucked up for me. Mine are, they're heavy, but I have some like fun ones in the midst of those because there was a lot fucked up this year, but there were so many positives for me. But that was both a negative and a positive because I was not expecting Condola of all people to go and get pregnant and ruin what was probably one of the better seasons. What was
mending back together? She had a positive test, but it was a negative outcome.
Yeah, bro. Think about it. Like seeing Lawrence and Issa just fucking on every end of the apartment. I was like, that's the energy that we need to have.
Use
in 2020.
the apartment to what it's for. Use it.
And to see her, she disappeared and then came back like Chili on the Confessions album, and it was like, this is not right. This is not right. I really hope it's not his. I hope that she's just like playing it but then again, no, Lawrence likes to go raw. He be going raw with everybody. So Lawrence, if the baby's yours, man, the baby's yours. But that definitely fucked me up this year. What's your next one?
My next one is the Black Lives Matter controversy. You are upset. You are clutching your pearls because I said specifically people who are being killed, knelt on in the streets, shot and murdered in broad daylight, hunted down like animals, that their lives matter because everybody is hiding stories. We see stories that are coming to light in the news that happened last December, a month ago. Like there's a problem. And that is why we're saying Black Lives Matter, because people are acting like they don't. Why does it bother you so much that somebody says the color pink matters? You should use this color pink. The color green matters. You should use the color green because you're using all the other crayons, but you won't use this one. Like, why is that getting under your skin? That shit pissed me off.
Yeah. I ain't even gonna steal your thunder on that one. That pissed me off too. Fuck that. Like, you said it better than I could. Jesus. Whew. Yeah, because we could talk about that, but
listen, if we start talking about it, they'll come take over the show, so we're not about to do it.
No, we're not.
But that is one of my shit list ones.
Yeah. What's on my shit list, or what was fucked up this year for me? People who don't want to wear masks, but they also don't want to stay indoors, but they also don't know if they want to get vaccines, and they don't know what the fuck they want. Honestly, with this whole COVID and this pandemic thing, man, folks are really acting like this shit is happening in an alternate universe, and they're gonna wake up and it's gonna be gone. It's not gonna happen.
My mom said today, she was like, I'm just waiting for 2021, so when January 1st comes, this will all disappear. I said, Mom, that's not what's going to happen. The only difference in now and next year will be one digit.
Exactly. Like, Thanos is not literally going to snap his fucking fingers and shit's going to be like different. Honestly, it'd be the opposite way. That's why we've had 1 million people. You know what? No. Nope. Nope. Go ahead. What's your next one?
My next one is a part of the Black Lives issue. and the rights is kneeling on black men's necks.
Mm. Whew. You know what? This is your take. I ain't saying shit. Nope.
And all of a sudden, this officer has gotten his $1 million bail, and there's no talk of it. There's no headline about it. There's no news about it. We're just like on to the next shit. And because it's been so quiet, I'm frightened and I'm curious and I'm just like, damn, I can't even feel anything anymore. I'm numb to it, that something else is going to pop up and there's going to be no solutions. And it's kind of like, so y'all want a war? That's what y'all want.
See,
so that was shitty.
Yeah, let me see. What do I got? Damn. What was fucked up this year? Damn. You probably gonna hate me for this one, but I'll do the voicemail because I don't want them to build up. I'm gonna play this one and then I'll get into what was fucked up for me.
What's up with y'all niggas? Shit.
What's going on? What's going on, Paco?
What's good, Paco?
So, damn, and of course Paco comes in right when I'm about to do mine. Shit. So what was fucked up? What was fucked up this year that I personally thought was pretty much like the women versus men battles and the black diaspora wars. They made me want to take a break from social media. I really hate the fact that it's been like niggas ain't shit and women ain't shit, and there's literally been like people every time I get on social media, there's something going on, and we can't be alike. Today, the argument was, from women, mind you, it was, why don't more men just accept that they are attracted to transgender women, and why won't they date? I was like, yo, are we making choices for each other now too? Like, what is going on? Like, where have we gotten in 2020 that we're so bored that we're starting to make choices for other people and being mad because they have a choice? Right. I thought we all wanted choices. I thought women wanted choices and those choices were supposed to be accepted, and men have choices and they were to be accepted. But the caveat was this: make your choices in private and don't try to like grandstand and soapbox on them. Like, you don't like, as a man, if you like a woman and you just want your woman to be a, I don't want to say a natural woman or a born woman, but honestly, just a woman in general, let that be your thing. Don't go on Twitter and be talking about, oh, I don't date, transgender women and blah, blah. Nobody cares. And that was fine. But now we've gotten to the point, and I've noticed it more on Twitter, because, we're on Twitter a little bit more. And it starts with like women saying like a statement that they know for a fact is going to trigger a man. And the reason why they do it is because they know that there's a higher dynamic of women versus men on social media. So they'll say something that kind of like gaslights the conversation. And a guy, instead of just taking it for what it is and letting the women have their moment, instead of going and making it an argument, they go and say something really fucked up and make the argument 15 times worse. So this current conversation I was telling you about with the whole why won't men date transgender women is if they, it was the whole thing. So one guy comes in and he was like, this is my choice. Plus, like, it's not like I'm dating any of you bitches anyway. And I was like, see, that's what you're not supposed to say. That shit is what you're not supposed to say. Not only are you not supposed to.
Too long.
Yeah, and it's for me, like, that's why I kind of like sit outside of Twitter, and I tell people when I'm on Twitter, there's 3 things I don't argue: music, politics, and anything that is going on with like these women and men battles. Like, I can't do that shit, because the last thing I want is somebody saying this you, or my job saying, hey, this person works for you, because people do that shit now. They dox people on there. I don't want to be that person where if this podcast takes off, if our podcast takes off, and people are like, hey, well, Greg, he said this 36 episodes ago. I'm like, no, I meant it then, but I've grown since then, right? But people will go and be on Twitter and be flaming the shit out of each other for their opinion. I'm like, you know what? So clearly you can come on Twitter with your opinion, but God forbid if somebody else do, man, listen, it'd be the worst. So I told people, I'm like, hey, if you want to have your personal opinions, man, just write them down in a journal or leave it in a draft. And then when you decide that it's appropriate to post, or if you feel like you thought that thought completely through, then post it. Because the last thing you want to do is put your foot in your mouth, and you can't retract that. You can't delete these tweets. There's a screenshot for everything. And now Twitter has it where even if you deleted the tweet, the thread still exists. so people can still be talking about that shit.
Yeah.
I'll give an example, and then I'll be done. So last night I'm on Twitter. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going through my timeline. And for some reason, since Twitter doesn't have the what do you call that type of timeline, where it's like, from A to Z, pretty much like, not alphabetized, but the actual time going forward, right? So I'm on Twitter, and this girl is flaming another girl for her boyfriend. So the boyfriend, I guess, went, and I guess he was talking to this other girl in the DMs. So he's talking to this other girl, but he's talking about his girlfriend to the girl in the DMs. Now, both of these girls are on Twitter, and they both follow each other, but they don't fuck with each other. One's white, and then I think one is like Latinx. And they are going at each other over this dude that lied to the both of them. So I was like, you realize the conversation y'all are having right now, we find this shit to be entertaining. The fact that I'm talking about them, I should have never even knew about that. That's something you handle offline. But some people honestly like to take the friends that they have on social media and the followers that they have on social media and bring the shit that happens when they close their laptops, when they turn off their phones. They bring that shit on there. And I was like, yo, that's your man. That's her man too, according to what's her name, to SZA and all that shit. I just need y'all to just leave that off the internet. Not everything needs to be in your 160 characters. It really doesn't. But honestly, that goes into my what was fucked up this year: the black women and men battles and the black diaspora wars. Like, that was pretty much it for me. What's your thing that has fucked up this year for you?
A stupid motherfucking old ass man turning into my car and me having to drive into oncoming traffic in the opposite direction. So I went and hit him at his car door after the motherfucking intersection because he passed the intersection. I was in the left lane and he turned his car into my car to go back through the intersection for motherfucking Chick-fil-A.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
So there's still like a dent in the side of my car till this day, because this motherfucker just, all he could say is, I was trying to go to Chick-fil-A. Sir, you passed the intersection, my G.
Jesus. Ooh, boy. This is 2020 has been a collective shit show. I'm gonna make this one brief for what was fucked up this year. So I'm gonna read a tweet, and I just want your opinion on it, right? So the tweet, it goes, and it was similar to what I said. This girl says, I don't understand why people don't want to wear masks. They don't want to get the vaccine. What do y'all want? Why is everything in America so fucking unnecessarily difficult, right? This girl says, girl, because this ain't a real pandemic. People die from the flu, pneumonia, etc. every day, every year in larger amounts. Some people view it as something other than public health crisis. Plus, our government has a history of being deceitful to its citizens for ulterior motives. So I'm gonna go into what was fucked up this year. Tweets like those. More specifically, us in the US have been saying, why are we in the US acting like this ain't a real pandemic? Like, it's just happening here. Like, it's not just here. This shit is definitely worldwide. I just really get upset when I see people who they play dumb for the sake of trying to sound smart. Like, they have a way out in case this shit changes. It's not going to change. A million people later, this shit's not going to change, man. More importantly, she said that people die from the flu and pneumonia every day in larger amounts. I'm like, at some point, not only do you need to be fact checked, someone needs what? So then,
there's so many people that are for fact checking, policing, and there's so many people who are against it.
But here's the thing: I'm the one that's completely against it. What I do though is the people that fact check them, I like the status and I retweet it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go through another one. She's so someone by the name of India responded to her. They said, this many people don't die from the flu in this short of amount of time every year. Certainly not otherwise healthy people. It is very much a real pandemic. To which this idiot says, that's debatable because the CDC has been inconsistent with the death tolls. There have been too many inconsistencies in general. All I'm saying is that other people rightfully have a different perspective and opinion. Girl, you're wrong. What? How do you have a different opinion on science? That's not how it works. That is not how it works, sweetie. You know what? Boy, what's next for you?
My next shit list one is 5,000 pets found dead in boxes at Chinese shipping depot,
Holy
aka
shit.
American Chinese food.
Oh no. Oh no.
How
Oh
you have
no.
found 1,000 random pets just sitting on a dock waiting to be shipped, and you don't know
That
how they got there? No, you know how they fucking got there.
oh no. That's not shrimp fried rice. I'm telling you.
Hey,
That shit is not shrimp. That is cow lung and kitty litter chew. No, thank you. I don't want none of that shit. No,
disgusted. When I read
no,
that
buddy.
shit, I was so disgusted.
Yo, like honestly, now that I think about it, I have not looked or had carry out since the pandemic started. Not to be racist, I just honestly I have not.
It's just
And you
not
know,
safe. Like
it's not safe.
if you're comfortable getting your food picked up by a complete stranger and
Mm-hmm.
given to you at your door or however they give it to you, to me,
Mm-mm.
tell somebody to come cough in your mouth.
Yeah, bro. Like it's so funny. Before the pandemic started, like I thought about the things I used to do versus what I do now. And I'm like, yo, none of that shit can possibly be safe. I used to eat at,
Yeah.
the carry out. And for me, I'm one of those black people that when I go to the carry out, I ordered like Americanized food because I don't do the pad thai and shit like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I would go and I get like a steak and cheese or like shrimp fried rice and shit like that, right? So one day I remember this vividly. This was like maybe like I think it was around Super Bowl time. So I ordered shrimp fried rice, two spring rolls because there's like egg rolls and the spring rolls. I like spring rolls a little bit better. So I had two
Mm-hmm.
spring rolls and I had an order of like fries with mumbo sauce, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I ordered it around, I'd say around like 7:30. Do you know by 7:50 that shit was just
Hold up. I don't know how you didn't know. I don't know who ain't tell you. I don't know if you reading the captions. I don't know if you on the She Gets It pod on IG or on Twitter, but the girl got merch, okay? Shh. I got to tell them this information. The girl got merch. I got you on sweatshirts. I got you on long sleeve tops. I got you on hoodies. I got you on masks if you pro mask out here, okay? I even got you on, bags, you know what I'm saying? On the sign that you need to hide your stash in. Fanny Pack World, I got y'all too. Check out She Gets It shop on Teespring, okay? I got y'all with the merch, all right? Now back to this show because y'all need this information because one thing I'm tired of is what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing. And we all need reality checks. We just do.
birth to a kid. Why would I want to go in during a pandemic? And at this point, people were thinking, okay, well, the summer's over, so we can go back into the office. Everybody had fun for a few months. I didn't have fun since March, and I still have not had fun. So, my employer is definitely one of those ungrateful motherfuckers who did not understand that the pandemic was real. Flash forward to after the whole like Labor Day weekend, people who were going into the office ended up going and ironically either having COVID, being scared of COVID, or feeling the same way I felt. And even flash forward to now, what's happened? The numbers have gone up. This is not just to my employer, but this is to everybody's employer who feel as though, like, you know what? As long as you wear a mask, things are cool. Here's the issue. What happens when you wear the mask and you're around the people who have the mask, but they're out and they're doing things? That nobody ever talks about. So ungrateful motherfuckers, number one, near, my employer. Number two, Fox 5 News. Just because y'all boy lost and from 2016 to 2020 all of a sudden y'all were bigging him up, y'all were catering to him, pandering to him. Now all of a sudden you want to be fair. No, you ungrateful motherfuckers. You're number two on my list. Number three, people who say all lives matter. Not only are you ungrateful, like it just I'm not gonna go down that web, but you know what I mean. Y'all ungrateful too. Anyone named Karen or not named Karen, but we just call you that and you act like one, yeah, you're definitely on my list of ungrateful motherfuckers. Anyone who actually has the courage to wear the mask, but they wear it under their nose, they are definitely an ungrateful motherfucker. You have a
I'm
mask.
so sick of them.
Yo, you have the mask, and the mask is under your nose. You're defeating the purpose, sweetheart. Something's wrong
Or
with you.
this,
And
let me add to your list.
mhm.
People who think, oh, there's a pandemic going on, but all 15 of my friends here in this party, in this club, we cool though because we friends. No, bitch,
Oh,
it's for everybody.
that was my next one. Thank you so much. Anyone who goes to do hookah or a party or kickback during the pandemic, who raised y'all? I have family members, I have friends who have gone and traveled and been with friends and peers, and they're like, "Hey, we all got tested. Congratulations, the four of you got tested to go to a party with 20 to 30 people who are going to say the same shit." But you know what? I've been lied to before. Imagine somebody saying, "You know what? My girl got tested, so I didn't have to because we live together." That's not how that works. That's absolutely not how that works. I just wish people, you know what? I ain't gonna go that far. Anybody who goes and does anything during a pandemic that they tell you not to do, you are an ungrateful motherfucker because you don't value your life at that point. I have never seen this many black folks use hookah in my life. I've not seen this shit before. I have friends who got asthma like me and they bought hookah machines. And I'm like, what? What am I missing here? What was it? So, that's on the list. Next on the list, anyone who does not create for themselves during a pandemic. This is a little bit more serious, serious. We talked about it before. This is your moment right here. There are a lot of people who are like, man, you know what? I always had this dream to get this business started. Why not now? There's that person who's like, you know what? I know how to sew. Like I had a friend who I know for a fact she sews and she's great at it. She said, Greg, I made $5,000 in 2 months just making masks for people between March and May. And I said, that right there is drive. That is how to create for yourself and your family during the pandemic. There are a lot of people right now who are not working. I'm like, yo, right now in the winter, I'll be making mitts and gloves and shit. Like I'll be doing what I can to make money. Start the business that you said you're going to start. Go to Robinhood. It's $5. Go and buy penny stocks and try to invest. Right now, airlines, cruise ships, shit like that nobody can do right now. While it's low, go ahead, buy the motherfuckers up. Because I'm telling you this now, in 2021, when people start thinking shit is back normal, you can play on that. But like, hey, I ain't gonna be the dumb motherfucker getting on the cruise ship, but all of y'all that are, I'm making money off y'all. This is how you have to think. You have to be creative during this pandemic.
Thinking forward. And there's a guy in prison right now having a whole fashion show with people in cells out of clothes he made. And I'm just like, who is ordering the fabric for this man?
Yo, it's right there for you. There's too much money to be made. And if stereo is not proof, you can literally sit on your ass and do nothing. You have conversation. If you have conversation, you have currency in your pocket. Work hard enough for it and you're going to get it. It's really that simple. Next on my ungrateful motherfuckers list is Tariq and Tasha St. Patrick. I'm going to say this until my dying day. I absolutely fucking hate the both of them. They honestly should have been number 2, but I said, you know what? I can't do this. I can't make them that high. So Tariq and Tasha St. Patrick, both y'all are on my 8 ungrateful motherfuckers list. I also am going to give the ungrateful motherfuckers list also to Tyrese Gibson, LeBron James, Donald Trump, Lil Wayne, Kanye, Lil Pump, August Alsina, The Baby, Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, Dr. Umar Johnson, Roger Goodell for the whole COVID and NFL situation, Doja Cat, J.K. Rowling, Gucci Man for that versus battle and coming into it with the energy he came into it with. What else do I have? Netflix for canceling all the good black sitcoms that were on there and replacing them with bullshit like Girlfriends and Moesha. There's that. Finally, on my list of ungrateful motherfuckers, every scientist, including Dr. Fauci, who stood next to Trump in March as he told America that this wasn't a thing, and they didn't scream out, "This whole ass nigga is lying." That right there, y'all ungrateful. Y'all should have told us. Y'all knew. Y'all imagine right now in March, if we go back in time, in March, as Trump was saying, "Oh no, like all you got to do is drink bleach in order to get rid of this." If fucking Fauci would have just said on Fox 5, "This motherfucker right here is lying." Do you know what, man? Listen, let's go to the next topic because those are my ungrateful motherfuckers for 2020, and y'all deserve all the ungrateful shit.
The next topic is going to be fun because I know we've been like going at next. While I'm doing this, do you want to do roll call?
Yeah. Oh boy, we got more roll calls. We got plenty. So shout out to Kayla Santia. Shout out to you, sweetheart. We got Sassy T. Sorry if I called you sweetheart and you don't like it. It's a thing I do, but you're welcome to leave a voicemail and tell us that. We got Sassy T. We got Kayla Santia again. We have Princess Charm, Miss Motown. JT is best. JT is beast. I like JT too.
Them titties.
MBO. Oh yeah. Let me see. Rainbow Delight. Baby Tabby. Random and Real, Sassy T again. We got Andriana Love with the AN. You got to make sure you say the Andriana. So shout out to her. We also have Andres Robles. We have Secret Emotions, Angel 48, Cat, BT Bay, Smokey YYOG. We got Me Yum Yum. We got Just Carolyn. We have me Yum Yum. Me Yum Yum. Okay, I see you. I see what you did there. We got Stormy Cat 99, Born Gifted, Big Boss 3, Random and Real, Lexi, Knerf, Random and Real again. We have De La Torre Juan. I like that. We got Chit Chat Sue, Queen T, Chris Fumagali, Caviar, Madi. We have Corey. Corey's in here. Shout out to Corey
I
for being
like
in here. We got Man Like
caviar.
Us. Yeah, I like that. I like Caviar too. You know what? If I have
Pass
another
me the
kid,
caviar.
pass me the caviar. Yes, yes. Who else we got? We got Being True L. We got Just Time, Redness, LeBron James. Shout out to that. We got Philly Chica. I hope that as somebody from Philly, I'm not from Philly, but as you being from Philly, I hope that you find a new team, sweetheart. I hope that you find a new
I
team
don't
because
care about
it had.
sports, but I do appreciate them men with them donks.
See, see, something wrong with you. We got Nikki Taser Zero. We have Chief. No, what is this? Chief Your Ex Skates. Shout out to that. We got Flutter Girl. We have Love Blake, Selena May. We have Gritty Serendipity without the I, but Serendipity, I get it. Thomas 333. Just My 5 cents with the S. I like that. We got King Rico. Well, King or King Ring Rico. We have Ice Late. Just Time. Badass MILF. Don't everybody love a badass MILF? Jesus Christ. I almost clicked the bio, but then I realized, that shit's weird. Emojis, right? Like you know how it is. I'm like indoctrinated in the social media era. I see a name like Kinky Girl 64, and I'm like, oh, Kinky Girl. Let me go ahead and click it. Like you know how this works. We got Ifakimi. I'm going to continuously say her name wrong. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get it together one day. We got Rel 2020, Random and Real. We got Tig 2. We have Guvani, Taylor Hassey, and Luke P333. Let me just make sure I got everybody off that list again. We have Mama Nita again, Ali Tay 963, Demi Graves, Angel Fire, JT 2012, 2002, Koi Su 1, Taylor Hassey again. We also have Ringo, Mira the Don,
All
Queart
these
Media.
people in here.
Yeah, it's a lot of y'all in here. I need y'all to clap it up, man. There's a lot of fucking names to say, and I've been drinking. What's going on? I need y'all to clap that up. Clap it up for me. And I don't like reading. Good grief. Help me. All right, let me go ahead and play this voicemail.
Tell that bitch to suck a nigga some.
Hey, you know what? I would say that, but it's the Lord's Day. I can't tell people to say stuff like that.
The Lord's
But
Day
what do
is
you have?
every day. He gave us things to swing.
Hey, you know what? See, something wrong with you, friend. Something is wrong with you. You're doing amazing. You are doing amazing. What you got? What you got for us, though?
All right. The best and worst purchases of 2020 for me is my motherfucking summer clothes because it was pointless. I stayed in hoodies, tank tops, t-shirts, shorts, spandex, sometimes drawers, and my Crocs. I did not wear any of my summer clothes that I purchased. I have unworn swimsuits because I'm not traveling with y'all nasty asses on flights or y'all nasty asses on the beach. The iPhone 11 because the speakers suck. The speakers go in and out on the iPhone 11. I wish I had looked at the reviews of the phone before I got it. But Apple is an asshole when it comes to when they want you to upgrade because they basically pushed me out of my iPhone 10 that had nothing wrong with it. It just automatically kept taking up the storage space of the phone in the phone. So I had to keep deleting stuff till it got to a point where I only had 2 apps on there and they were telling me I'm out of space. So fuck the iPhone 11. The speakers suck. I moved into my new house. That's a good thing, a good purchase this year. But the condo property owner is refusing to give me my deposit because he has to give me more money than what I gave him because his property was just fucked up. So that's an issue, but I have a lawyer for that. So we good money. Wireless headphones. Listen, I tried the pods and my ears are just like elf ears, just like my picture. So they don't fit in my hole. My hole is too tight. Okay. So
Oh my Lord.
I can't do the little Bluetooth pod things. I always lose one. So then I've gone through like two Bluetooth headphones, and now I'm back on the regular connect cord headphones because those died. So I'm just like, fuck wireless headphones. I've been buying plants a lot this year. I don't know why, because I've always hated plants because my mom always had plants in the house, like a plant lady. And here I am in my 30s having like hella plants in my house. So that's the thing. And I buy myself flowers every week. I don't even know why. Too much fucking online shopping. I am addicted to buying books that I will never get around to reading. But the thought that they are in my arm's reach in my house, I like. But I have to stop buying books on Amazon. So that's an issue. I am a prime user of Amazon. I like getting free shipping and shit. I have to stop buying cute ideas off of IG because the whole company looks like it's a American company until you get that PayPal and it's in symbols and you have to wait 4 weeks for the shit you ordered. And then you get this weird ass package and you're looking at it, the package is looking at you, and you're looking at the package and you're just like, what the fuck is this? And then you open it and you're just like, okay, I ordered this like 2 months ago. Here it is. I have to stop doing that. Okay. So I've been ordering so much shit off of online that it makes no sense. The Nintendo Switch is boring. It was such a hype up. It's a trash ass game system. Okay. My Golden Goose sneakers that cost $600 that are not comfortable. I don't wear them often, but before I got them, I felt like I needed it because they never make the same shoe twice. But they're just like a shoe with a certain aesthetic, but at the same time, I'm off the hype instantly, and I wish I used the $600 for something else. Me buying hella books is on the list, but I already said that. So those are like my best and worst purchases this year.
Oh boy, you're not ready. Here we are.
I'm ready. Tell me, because you're a tech god. So tell me.
Yes. So my worst purchases of 2020. I'll start light and I'll keep going. Number one, those 10 cases of water and those 96 rolls of toilet paper I purchased at the beginning of the pandemic. My goodness. Do you understand? 96 rolls of toilet paper.
Oh my God, where do you put it?
A lot, now mind you, we have a guest bathroom, right? So a lot of that shit sat in our bathtub for months, right? So the wife, she's like, Greg, you really bought 10 cases of here's the fucked up part about how crazy I was at this shit at the beginning of the pandemic, right? I bought 10 cases of water.
You ship me out toilet tissue to Georgia.
Oh, man. I bought 10 so I bought 10 cases of water like I didn't have a Brita and filters and shit, right? So she says to me, she's like, Greg, we have a Brita and we have filters. Why in the fuck did you buy 10 cases of water? I was like, yo, this is the apocalypse. Like, we need the water, man. I cleaned Safeway the fuck out. And I went on Amazon. And here's the thing, the Amazon, instead of getting the water from Amazon, I got it from Safeway. So I literally had to go and haul in 10 cases of water into the house because it couldn't sit in the car, right? Well, actually, I want to say like 3 or 4 sat in the car. As well as the same thing with like the Lysol spray and the wipes. Now that, I'm glad I purchased when I did, because now you can't find that shit. I want to say I have like 12 cans of Lysol. I have like 10 bottles of like Lysol wipes and shit like that. We're good. But what else do I have? Okay. On Amazon, I made the mistake, Shane, and you're gonna hate me for this. I went on Facebook. And there was a group for people. Let me find the name of this so I can make sure that I don't say it wrong. So the name of this group, I'm not gonna tell you the exact name because I don't want y'all stealing, my thunder. But this group goes and gets essentials. So the group is called Where to Find the Essentials. That's all I'm gonna say. Where to get it, where's the essentials. So you can find everything from fabric sanitizer, toilet paper, anything you need during the pandemic, you can find it on here. They'll send you links for it. So, like, say for example, they're like, oh my God, like there's Lysol. If you can go and get this immediately, you'll definitely have some Lysol. If you need toilet paper, click this link, you'll definitely get it. It'll be like Walmart links, Amazon links, stuff like that. I fell down the dark web of this Facebook group and I was ordering shit that I wouldn't normally order just because they were telling us it was a good idea to get it. So one day I ordered this stuff called infused low calorie protein water, right? So it's called Protein 2.0. You can Google it. It's really, it's a trash ass product, right? So it's 15 grams whey protein. Now, mind you, whey protein, and it had like maybe like 30 or 40 milligrams of like caffeine. Basically, this is 2 coffee like mugs in a 16-ounce like bottle, right? It was blueberry raspberry, which is already really trash, and it was a pack of 12. Why I purchased it, it was because you get 12 of them for $1.67. And they said that it tastes like vitamin water. And I like vitamin water. So I was like, wait, I can get 12 vitamin waters for $1.67. I made the mistake of buying 4 Now, I said I was going to buy 2 in the cart, but I didn't read that it said pack of 12, right? So I bought 4, right? So now what is that? What is 12 times 4? That's a lot.
My God.
I bought that
You're the
many.
reason I'm still without Lysol.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I'll send you some. I'll send you some for sure.
My God.
But I bought this this infused low calorie protein water. This shit tastes like okay. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it tastes like. It tastes like pantyless gym pussy. Like if a woman goes to the gym, this shit. It's only good if it's an acquired taste, but the shit is not good. It's not good. What next? What's next on my list? The Beats Flex. I bought them because they were like $49 at the Apple store, and I like the neckband headphones because I can just take one out and leave the other one in, and then I don't lose them and stuff like that. The issue with these though is they never turn off when I want them to. So I'll be doing a show with you, and like I'll take these off and switch to my AirPods, and the Beats Flex will still be on even though I turn them off. Like I think they have a ghost in them, so don't buy them. Like I absolutely hate them. Next, this jacket I got when I went up for Thanksgiving from TJ Maxx. Cute jacket. I love the jacket, but the only reason I purchased it is because I forgot my jacket, back in DC. Now that I'm back home, I want to be able to, not have that jacket. So I'm going to TJ Maxx and I'm dropping that shit off tomorrow. What else is next on my worst purchases? Every single food purchase I made at the hospital when my wife was pregnant. Every single meal was not good. It was good, but it wasn't good. Like it was tolerable, but hospital food is just not like they had like.
I love the hospital food in when I was in West Palm when I had Anya. And the hospital food here in Georgia at Northside was okay.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I didn't mind the food. The issue was the fact that I actually missed it when I left the hospital. And I was like, I didn't like that. I was like, yo, should I go to the hospital and just go get that food? Justin was like, no. Absolutely not. Yeah. All right. What else were my worst purchases? Bathing suits. I kind of stole that one from you. The fact that I bought bathing suits was just a disaster waiting. And I bought them in like May. I was like, you know what? Let me just go. Even if I go to the beach, I want to use these.
For nothing.
Absolutely nothing. A gym membership. That was definitely one of the worst purchases I made.
Okay. Can I talk about this and piggyback off of your list?
Go ahead.
So I canceled my gym membership in I want to say June. Mm-hmm. And when I told my 6-year-old that I'm going to go cancel my gym membership since I can't go because I never had anybody at home. They were always with me. Ari really wasn't going to her dad like she is now. And so I never had time to go to the gym. So I was basically giving them free money. But what I did was 6 months before I canceled it, I was collecting my money on the back end from buying their stock. Their stock shares.
Jesus.
So I went in there and I said, Anya, I'm about to go cancel my gym membership. She was like, why? I said, because I'm not going. This girl gonna fix her face in my car that she get to sit comfy in and be protected with my driving and say, "Fine, I guess you just always gonna look like that."
Oh no.
So
Oh
I was
no.
like, "What you mean?" She was like, "Well, I guess you just want your stomach to always look like that."
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
I
no.
was like, "You know what? You could get out. Get out
Yeah,
right now. We at
she
a
gotta
red
walk.
light. Get out."
She gotta walk. She
Yo,
definitely gotta walk.
kids have no filter. Like, she killed me. But yeah, I canceled my gym membership this summer.
Mm-mm-mm. Let me see what else. Oh, another membership that I thought I was going to use more. Instacart. I was so
I
excited.
use Instacart.
Well, no, here's the thing. I bought the fucking year subscription. I bought the
Oh
year
no.
subscription. I bought, instead of going and say, you know what, I'm gonna just get these groceries. I'm gonna pay the $9.99 each time they deliver. I said
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay up front $144 because
Oh my
I'm not
God.
leaving the house. So I spent $144, right? And this is I've used Instacart before, but what I didn't realize with Instacart is
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic, a lot of the shit that you try to put in your cart,
It's
either
not
the per
available.
it's either not available or the person who's going and getting the shit for you, they're too lazy to look for this shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, so they'll try to replace it with shit. I'm like, I don't know. Stop replacing the apples that I wanted
Yeah.
with like oranges and I want them fucking apples. Like for me, like I had them go to two different stores. It was either Safeway or
Mm.
Giant and Costco. So because I have a Costco card, but it's easier for me to not have to run people's kids over if I'm not there. So what I yeah. So what I do is I go and I order all my Costco stuff through Instacart. So usually I get the same thing. I get the pan of macaroni and cheese. I'll get like some wings or something like that. I'll get all the toilet paper I need. The frozen foods, like the bulk stuff, I'll get from Costco. And then the stuff that like if I can't walk into like a Safeway or a Giant, I'll get somebody to get it from there. So like the little condiments, the things that I don't need like bulk. So I used to order everything. I used to get the ketchup from Costco until I realized like, yo, I do not need 48 ounces of ketchup
Mm-hmm.
twice. Like I don't need the 2 pack of ketchup that's going to last me for 4 years. Like I don't need that. So I would go and do that. But the issue is they would always replace my stuff. That and people were telling me, when I would order on Instacart, oh yeah, you ordered and it was supposed to be here at 10 a.m. and the shit wouldn't get to me like 4 o'clock. I'm like, yo, I have stuff to do. I placed this
Listen,
order in advance. So that was probably one of my worst decisions was an Instacart yearly
another
subscription.
Instacart story is I ordered, I was having the munchies and I ordered ice cream, certain chocolate bars, some chicken to cook later, and some pens so I could write because I like certain pens when I write. And this dusty hoe gone deliver my shit and not walk her stupid ass around to my front door, and she dropped my shit at the sidewalk in front of my fence on the back side of the house.
Oh, you got shoot her.
I had fucking ice cream in there, and I fell
Oh,
asleep because I stayed up all night, and my
oh
shit
no.
melted. And I told Instacart, I said, I don't know what dusty hole y'all sent with my shit, but she did not ring my bell because Anya was up. She was doing virtual school. Nobody came to my door. And when I walked around because she marked my shit delivered, I saw my packages just sitting on the sidewalk.
Mm-mm-mm.
And she lucky like nobody lives like that comes on that side of the parking lot. My car is usually in front of it. But how are you going to just leave somebody's shit on the sidewalk and say delivered? So I told Instacart, I said I didn't get my packages and y'all need to run me my money. And so they just basically refunded me and then had someone else come bring the shit that I ordered.
See, you better than
Yeah.
me. I've lost so much shit from like UPS and FedEx during this pandemic. So one of the products I was supposed to,
Oh, Greg.
oh, you
That's
go,
another.
you
That's
go ahead.
another motherfucking thing. Let me say this, and I say this with all motherfucking sincerity. Fuck USPS and Juice from I'm Chilling with Juice podcast. I love you. I'm not talking about you, you bearded black man. I'm not talking about you. Do what you need to do with your postages. I'm talking about the USPS that stole my mama's motherfucking big ass rum cake that she made me with Jamaican white rum. And she
Oh
soaked that
no.
shit and she packaged that shit to the point where if they threw it over the fence, nothing would be broken. And they stole my mama's motherfucking cake and marked it delivered.
Oh no. See? Nope. Everybody got to get shot at that point.
So pissed.
Yo, that's
and
not
let me tell you
good.
something. When you do a case with USPS, that means, bitch, your packages don't mean shit. Next. That's what that means, because they don't do shit.
Yep. See, like me, USPS. I've had to go into the store, and I get it. Like, you know, they have to deal with a whole bunch of things during the pandemic. But them were some of the rudest fucking old ladies I've ever seen in my life. Like, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. Like, I get it, everybody has to work, but ask them if you can get a job not around customers. Go and like open up the the PO boxes, or go like, you know, sort the mail in the back. Don't be in front with the customers and you just a rude ass bitch. And you know, I don't usually call women bitches, but these are some rude ass bitches, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like this is, one lady. I don't want to say she was rude. It's like, you didn't have to do
rude.
this, right?
She was
so
rude.
Here's the thing. Oh, she was definitely rude. So what happened was, I was sending out a package, right? So I sent out a package, and I guesstimated the weight. When I guesstimated, meaning like I felt it. I was like, oh, this feels like it's about like 10 pounds. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark it 14 pounds. Do you know this fucking thing was 15 pounds, 3 ounces? And she said, well, you need more postage. I said, wait, what the fuck do you mean I need more postage? I was like, how much more postage do you need? And she's like, oh, you need 83 cents. So mind you, I'm like, okay, I'll pay the 83 cents here. She was like, oh no, you have to reprint, you have to reprint this label. The issue is I was sending this out through eBay. How eBay works is once you pay for that label, that's the label. You can't go and add cent to that shit. You have to go and create a whole new fucking label. So I did this with 3 packages. Imagine if you're going, for example, you're sending something to your family, right? You're sending Christmas gifts. This Christmas gift might weigh like 20 or 30 pounds. And, the package might be, I say 20, 30 pounds, but you don't know the exact weight. You can put it on a scale or something like that, but the USPS scales are a little bit different. They weigh like to honest weight. You can't go to like a body scale that's in your bathroom. Like, you know what? I'm going to sit this box on here and it says 28 pounds. And you get to the store and it's 30 pounds. Basically, you have to go and pay that over again. So if you send a package that costs $83, you just wasted $83. I was hot. Fuck USPS, but there's that. But UPS in general, someone from UPS or somebody who delivered at UPS, they marked my package as delivered to the leasing center of my building. The issue is it was my Ninja Foodie 6-in-1 8-quart 2-basket air fryer with dual zone technology. I say the entire thing every single time because it makes me cry. Because I can't get the company to send it to me again because they're back ordered till fucking February. Now,
wow.
Everybody knows like one of the hottest things to get in 2020 for like a Christmas gift for anybody is a fucking air fryer. I have an air fryer, but the Ninja one is a little bit different. The reason why it's different is because it has 2 baskets. So I can make my fucking French fries in one basket and I can make my nuggets in another one. Or I can make my chicken breast in one. But you don't understand how much I like air fry. And having the 2 independent baskets, it makes so much more sense than just putting everything in one air fryer. Like, say, for example, you make your fries, you put them in the air basket, and then you take them out of the air basket. And then you got to put the nuggets in there and do the same thing. Having 2 separate chambers, it can literally be the dinner for you. And I waited for this for 9 days. It said that the package was delivered. My leasing center said, oh, we can't find it. I went and put a ticket out to UPS. They said, oh, well, we came to the conclusion that the package may have been stolen by somebody in your building. So I'm like, do you want me to go and knock on every fucking door to see, like, hey, y'all got my Ninja Foodie? I was like, send me another one since y'all lost it. So they said, well, you have to go through the company. So Ninja says, oh, well, we're going to send you one, but they're back ordered till February. I'm not trying to wait that long. I'm not trying to wait that long. So fuck you, UPS and USPS as a collective, a record label, and a motherfucking crew. Next on my list of worst purchases, Anchor sponsorships. We talked about them earlier, so I'm not going to go into them. But Shan, you're welcome to. You're welcome to.
No, I'm done with them. That filth.
Okay. What else do we have? Any hand sanitizer that is not Purell. Definitely one of my worst purchases.
Yes, because it feels like skeet. It feels like skeet on your fingers, especially the ones at Walmart. It's like this sticky residue. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I always keep my own hand sanitizer in the car, or I'll take a Clorox wipe because I have been able to find those out the car, and I'll just wipe it down.
Yeah. If it's not fucking Purell or Germ-X, I do not fuck with it. I call myself being cute. And I was like, oh, well, they got the hand sanitizer, but it got the aloe vera in it. I want the aloe vera. Man, let me tell you how this aloe vera shit works. So I go and I put it on. Like you said, it's like snot. It's like nut.
Yes.
Right? So this shit's just sticky. And like, I don't want this bullshit, right? And
listen, if I wanted to wipe my nut on my hands.
You know what? We're going to get into this voicemail. Jesus.
I really like watching old YouTube videos of people
I like your
voice. Toasters.
That's a good voice.
Because I like to wonder, where's that toaster now and was it worth it?
You know what?
But your voice was definitely worth it. Please leave me another message.
Shout out to EO. Oh my God. Lord.
Ooh.
But yeah, man, like, what else do I have? Oh, and last on my list for worst purchases of 2020 is condoms. Cause fuck that. Earth might end soon. Nothing hurt. Like, what the fuck? Like, do it again. Like that is definitely my worst purchases. With
I think this year I did buy condoms, but
you're not going to need them. Fellas, if you hear the sound of my voice, nut in her. Nut in her. Earth is going to end
Don't do that
soon.
to me. I will kill you. It was just a waste. It was a waste. And let's just say that I have a lot of them left over. And all year, I didn't do anything. Nobody got to ride in the Ocean's 11 this year. And,
Jesus.
you know, she's just wondering, like, what's wrong with me? And I'm just like, girl, you okay? Tap, tap. If you got a pulse, we good.
Fellas, you heard what I said. Throw away them condoms. Nut in her. Earth is going to end soon. You heard what I said. I'm going to say it again. Nut in her. It's
use that lubrication from them condoms on them ashy ass lips under the mask. Because just because y'all wearing a mask don't mean y'all not supposed to moisturize y'all goddamn lips.
Exactly. Hold on, let me see. We got a voicemail.
Y'all wasn't wearing condoms in the first place before the pandemic, so stop it.
Y'all here getting that COVID trap.
Exactly. Hey, by the way, what you doing tonight? It's COVID? All right, great. Like, I went and got tested, but you know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna Netflix and chill with you. But you know, I'm a thrill with you too, because you know, fellas, like I said, throw away them condoms. You ain't gonna need them. You ain't gonna need them. I'm telling you, since 2020 has been fake and it's not a real thing, fellas, I'm gonna just let you know. The pandemic actually, you know, it's like Plan B. Like, you don't have to worry about getting pregnant during the pandemic. You don't. So just nut in her. Earth's gonna end soon anyway.
FYI, I'm gonna put a baby in you is not a turn on. You say some shit to me like that, I'm gonna call the cops.
No, don't say you're gonna put a baby in her. Just like, yo, have you ever had like melted ice cream before? And then just there it is.
Yes,
like
and I put it in the sink, right where I put your unnamed kids in the sink.
Oh, somebody's gonna arrest me for the shit I just said. Whew. Oh boy. Somebody can be like, Greg, like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So what else do we have on the docket?
That's it. That's all I had. Worst purchases 2020 and ain't no motherfucking Santa. All you badass kids that been coming on motherfucking stereo and saying shit in our goddamn shows, ain't no Santa. And your daddy probably not coming home to buy you no gifts, and your mom probably gonna wrap the ones you already got.
See, you know what? Something is really wrong with you. You know, before we leave, I want to hear from everybody else. There's some people in this room right now that have not.
I know y'all been buying dumb shit. What y'all been buying?
What is the dumbest purchase y'all have made in 2020?
Speak up.
Yeah, I want to know. Actually, I'll open the floor. What is the best purchase or the worst purchase? Because specifically the worst ones, though. I want to know the worst ones.
Because Rihanna done released some fancy crotchless underwear, and I know one of y'all bought some. So tell me about it.
Mm-hmm. But all that shit, and you ain't getting no dick. Come on now. Y'all out here just walking around, taking photos and shit on Instagram. Like,
Getting
but
all that breeze. You might catch
exactly.
corona.
Y'all DMs popping right now, but y'all ain't getting no dick.
Actually,
Dude being like, hey, I'm down the street. And you be like, well, see, I'm quarantining for 14 days. And he's like, look, man, I'm gonna bring the condoms with me, but I ain't gonna use them. Like, I'm sure there's somebody right now in our comments that if they're getting dick, they probably told a dude come over and he hit it from the back while wearing a mask. Guarantee it.
I mean, I bought a few things. This is random and real, by the way.
Shout out to you.
But mostly, I just want to say that y'all got me over here laughing a lot. And I love it. And I will be back.
Oh, you don't have no confession? Oh,
of course.
Let me
She
tell
ain't got
you
no confession.
I bought my first vibrator this year, and it's so boring because there's no balls attached.
Wait, they don't make like vibrators.
They
with
do
the balls
make them, but this is like the first time I got one, so I just randomly picked one. I'm just like, eh.
Now I'm gonna sound really stupid when I say this, but do women buy vibrators that like make a particular like noise, like a ringtone and shit? Like instead of it making the it makes the or some shit like that. Like it has like a jingle to it.
I don't know. I don't know of any that has a ringtone, but they do have a lot of different ones. And I would like to try, but it's not one of those things where you could try it and then return it because you can't. That'll be unsanitary. So you really have to do your research on what you need, what you need to get, and what does it do.
Now, another question, I guess, when it comes to like vibrators for women and stuff like that. Like, I've heard this, but I don't know how true or false it could be. Are the battery operated vibrators stronger than the ones that have like the USB cable? Like
I am elite because mine is chargeable. Mine warms up. Mine has several gauges, but one time I had it too high, and I'm just like, stop! You did not ask me for consent.
Yo, see something is wrong with my friend. Goodness gracious. All right.